YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Look at this, NX8. Obviously, this is the A-10 V2 with thrust reverse. We have our 4000 6S all the way back, and we just thought we got to do another second thoughts. We technically did already, but we got pilot fatigue, all the cool features on this thing, all the beautiful flaps. Obviously, the retracts are just gorgeous on this thing, but I said it's beautiful. We've had terrible weather. I got to get this thing out for spring 2022. All right, guys, here we go. Takeoff flaps deployed, final control surface test. Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic, guys. 100% throttle, almost unlimited vertical. Oh yeah, that's the way to start spring. Man, that looks so good up there. AS3X has it nice and locked in, even though it's a little bit windy. We're gonna go over that tree line and right down the runway at like a full speed pace, okay? Okay. You good? 100% throttle still, guys. Look at this. That is beautiful. Out of the throttle, full landing flaps on the way down. Watch this thing slow down, folks. Watch this thing slow down. So different, such a different experience. Look how slow it's going. We got about 50% throttle into the takeoff flaps, a little bit 70% throttle there. We're gonna go around on the inside this time, go over the eagle killing zone behind the tree, out of the takeoff flaps, full landing flaps now. Okay, about 4 steps back for me. Okay, we're gonna ride this. The wind's coming around the house, making a little bit of vortices around the edge. You might see that dance when we go by the edge of the house. Into the power hard, a little bit of rudder to keep the nose pointed, and then up and over. Oh yeah, nice barrel roll. Okay, takeoff flaps here, nice tight turn. We're gonna come in like we're gonna go the same path. This time takeoff flaps, 30% throttle, 40% throttle. Full throttle, up and over. Full landing flaps, lots of rudder here. When I say lots, I mean like 30. Oh, that is such a delicious view, guys. Look how sweet that looks, guys. If you have to fly at 200 miles an hour, it's not a good plane, okay? Every plane can fly fast, but not every plane can fly slow. Takeoff flaps, landing flaps, 15%, 30% throttle. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty, guys. Into the throttle hard, takeoff flaps only. You guys see the bank we're in? It's still doing its thing. Up and over the eagle killing zone, aggressively maneuvering around. Oh, I wanted to pull it around, but I didn't want to lose it. Look at that sweet slip there at the end. Gotta love it. Over the eagle killing zone and around. Love the sound. Here we go. Right down in front of us. Between us and the house. Full speed pass. Oh, love the scream. Okay, we are at a warning. Full landing flaps. You want to go ahead and... Right there. Perfect. What we're gonna do is we're gonna land a little bit different. The timer is just coming in. She's counting down. I don't know which way I'm gonna put this down. I think I'm gonna try for like a real shallow approach. About 30, 40%, 50% throttle right now. Gear coming out as we speak. We're not gonna use the pilot fatigue unless we need it. Okay, full landing flaps coming in right now, next to the eagle killing zone, right over the power lines. Hopefully they won't be there too much longer. Nope, going around. Ooh, crappers. Okay, you need to stay right where you are. This one's gonna be probably not dead stick, but takeoff flaps there, landing flaps, gear coming out. Don't like this landing approach with this plane as much because I just feel like we don't quite have what we need to get there, you know? Oh, just overshot the runway with the plop down. Okay, throttle cuts on.
That's pretty good, sir.
We are gonna go look. Let's go look. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Why?
I didn't want to stall it over there. I was just coming in and I was like, man, that feels so slow. And yet we're over here. But the thing is, what you guys can't see is what I can feel over my right shoulder. I can feel the wind. And that means the wind, it breaks, it separates from the little lip on that driveway. Yeah. You guys can't see it, but I can feel it. And when I come through that entrance with that plane at a low level like that, and you make your base leg at a low level, at low altitude, at low speed, there is no forgiveness. So I wanted to carry as much speed as I could, and then I overshot it, and I didn't put pilot fatigue on, which was totally dumb. All I had to do was right there, and I would have had it, but I was still about 2 feet off the ground, and I wanted to be ready to have controllable throttle. Big mistake, guys. You got to use the pilot fatigue setting. That's why we make it. All right. We're gonna do better next time, but let's check out the damage if there is any. All right, flaps are deployed still. Elevator, ailerons, rudder, steerable's working. Let's check the gear for real damage assessment. Oh yeah, baby, no damage whatsoever. Everything is perfectamundo. Let's do the real test. Guys, that was not for show. And by the way, I don't think I would have got a go around. I think I'm dead. Let's check. Throttle cuts off. Oh, I'm in reverse thrust. Okay, forward thrust. We could have got another go around. Dang it.
What does your telemetry say? Or do you have?
I have telemetry, but I mean, the warning had already announced.
Yeah.
And so, all right, with the jet, you have to err on the safe side. And the reason I say is because I have screwed up so many times, I can tell you from experience, you don't want to do that. Especially not with this jet, it's awesome. So anyway, we have another pack and we're gonna reset and do it again. Okay guys, so we're gonna try short field operations. For that reason, I'm gonna hold the tail. I just wanna show you this because we don't do a lot of the short field stuff, but this would be about 50 feet of pavement, maybe about 55 feet. That's 37 feet. And the hypotenuse of the triangle would probably make this 55, 60 maybe. I don't know. I didn't measure it, but that'll at least give you an idea. And there'll be some wind shear off the edge of that building. So when we take off, look what we have to look forward to. Trees. All right, timer's clear, 3 minutes. Throttle cuts off, we're in forward thrust. Here we go. Oh yeah, no problem, guys.
Wow.
Oh yeah. That is amazing. Takeoff flaps, landing flaps. Oh yeah. Watch this right in front of the kids. Okay, we're gonna go up and then down the runway. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay, out of the throttle. I'm gonna let gravity help us for a minute. A little bit of rudder, just correct. It's so sweet. Takeoff flaps. Helping with the turn, giving us a little extra elevator authority. Guys, if you haven't already experienced this A-10, you gotta remember, it is one of the best performing EDF jets that we have, in that it just does it all and it does a really good job. You can actually get the battery in there without a bunch of hassle. And then you can do super low passes. Makes you look like a superstar into the full landing flaps here. And then of course, thrust reverse doesn't hurt. It gives you a longer, it gives you a lot better flight envelope because you can fly and land right where you want to do it. Into the takeoff flaps just to gain some airspeed. Out of the takeoff flaps, full throttle. Doing a tight roll. And then down the runway. You good? Takeoff flaps. Okay, there we go. Out of the flaps. That was a clean pass. Lot of elevator, heavy loading on the wings there. Oh, that looks so sweet. Into the sunset and then out. Down the runway, we're gonna let it relax. No elevator input here. And then hard into the throttle. Oh, so sweet. Over the eagle killing zone. Probably cut a little bit short. I could have relaxed a little bit. Who doesn't want to pick branches out of their A-10? 36 seconds left. Let's do a high-speed pass over the top of these trees while rolling. Oh, so sweet. Okay, so 21.0 volts. All right, let's switch sides and try for a landing the same direction we did before. I'm gonna get into final kind of in a weird way. I'm gonna go this way. The wind's right at our face from our vantage point right now. So I'm gonna get my sunglasses on. I do have safe select on this plane. I could just turn that on and be lazy, but I'm not gonna. If you guys are unsure what direction you are, roll your wings. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so 50% throttle here. We're gonna try the exact same final we did the first time. Landing flaps in gear. I'm ready on my thrust reverse. Camera crew, I need you to just be Johnny on the spot in your position because I don't know where you are. Okay, relaxing, 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 and flare. Pilot fatigue, baby! Woo! Yes! If I would have just left it on, I would have totally stopped before I hit the end of the runway, which is what I was trying to do. And by the way, guys, 35 seconds, 36, 37. We didn't even really push the envelope there because we stuck the landing, which feels so dang good. And by the way, if you want a good feeling greasy landing, the A-10 is basically one of the best. I mean, maybe second only in my experience to the 80mm F-16, which is awesome. And by the way, I don't even think you could stick that landing. If you stick the landing on the F-16 on this runway, you're gonna have to do it between those power lines or have the power lines gone, and then look, you've got a straight shot all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because you're literally landing on an aircraft carrier. And for the record, they don't generally land F-16s on aircraft carriers, but they do have hooks, by the way, because they do ground testing with them. And emergency landings because they don't want to lose an expensive airplane. Okay, so everything is obviously kosher and solid. Let's go ahead and demonstrate. So for those of you that have problems with the nose gear, I know it's like Jason's big sticking point. It's like, the nose gear is perfect. I've only broken them once, or whatever he says. So I personally am not as good a pilot as Jason. And so I have not broken this landing gear, but I have broke the F-16 landing gears several times. So all I can say is with reverse thrust, this thing can land on postage stamp runways like ours, which by the way, for the record, if you guys weren't aware, from the center of this road to the center of where that lane would have been if it continued all the way to the edge, which by the way, it goes up and then down a little bit. That's about 222 feet in the center of pavement of pure delight. And the last little bit of it is somewhat unusable, just because the nature of the topography there. If you came in here, you'd be basically doing a touch and go on the road and then bouncing to our runway.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll notice that the runway coincides somewhat coincidentally at a crosswind angle from the main strip, which would be the road. So love this plane. It's a great plane. If you haven't ever gotten one, you might want to think about doing it. It's one of my favorite jets. And incidentally, the V1 didn't have thrust reverse. Let's show them where the battery is too. This is a Gen 1 4000. Totally flat. Full disclosure, our Gen 2, a little bit puffy. I think I was mean to the battery. Plus I went way longer on it. So you'll note where we are, way back.
Yeah.
And we did our little shelf liner trick. Huge improvement. And by the way, why do the straps never line up with the batteries? I don't get that. I don't feel like our CG is that far off right now. See our CG marks? Look at this. And the wind's blowing from my back, so I kind of have to point at a weird angle. Okay, so on the back holes, just so you guys know, nose heavy. On the front holes, tail heavy. In the center, I would say right in the middle. We're exactly center of gravity out. So that being said, you could get more tail heavy for better flare if you went to a 3200. You'd be lighter on your feet, you'd be easier on this nose gear if you have problems. But that being said, to be frank, the problem I have is that I'm landing in a tight spot. If you're not landing in a tight spot, this plane is easy to land. Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna put the camera crew on it. I'm probably not even gonna put my son on it, and he's a pretty good pilot. So, I mean, still a beginner pilot. But in the order of EDF jets, especially twins, this one ranks high in easy to landness. But it's still not easy to land for a beginner. No. So anybody who says it's easy, I challenge you to make me a better pilot so that I can do it like you, Jason. I'm sure he won't see this. But anyway, that being said, NX8's been working out good. We do have worked out. We're gonna get this thing fixed. The spinner's been the only issue we've had, and I think it might have been because I took it out and used it in the rain like a smart person. And it wasn't the tornado, it was just some random, what was it, like it was like the dolphin or something, like whale. Yeah, whale. It was a whale. Oh, that's what it was. It was a
killer whale.
Yeah,
thing?
the killer whale. Yeah, totally
That's
worth breaking the NX8 over. But love this plane. And by the way, in closing, we did it before. We're going to do it again. Oh yeah. Okay, guys, this is the real deal. That's how you know you got power right there. This is after flying, guys. Absolutely love it. You ever have a real big plane you can do that with? It is such a fun thing to know that you have enough. It's almost a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, and just love it. The Avian ESCs really make this thing. They finish off what was a great plane to make it an even better plane. So definitely worth adding to the hangar. And we don't often say you need this plane. And I'm not gonna start saying that, but the thing is, you kind of need this plane, so you should get it. Just like the Carbon Z Cub, Carbon Z Cessna 150T, you kind of need this plane. It's definitely one that needs to be in your hangar. I'm sure there's gonna be better ones someday at some point in our future because everything seems to be getting so good. But I can say right now, one of the best EDF jets on the market. And by the way, it is still a battery eater because it is a twin. And I've said that and I'll keep saying that, regardless of who we work with. Just be careful. Don't push it. If you push it, you'll kill your batteries. By the way, that little bit we just did there, still not puffed. Thank goodness. Because usually they do. Anyway, all right, guys. We're going to leave you with a little bit of back taxi just because we can, and we have a little bit of juice left. Look at that absolute beauty. Absolutely beautiful. Full landing flaps for extra excitement. All right, camera crew, you ready for this? Watch this. So sweet. A little reverse thrust action into the takeoff flaps. Of course, you can hear me, but I'm way away from my camera crew right now. You know what I want to do right now?
Take off.
I so badly do. But I'm not going to do that. Watch this. I haven't blown up your speaker. I haven't blown up your speakers for a while.
Since the last
You're welcome. So guys, I gotta definitely say, loving the A-10. E-flite has done a great job packaging this thing. And for those of you that are worried about who makes it, who cares? The plane is awesome. I love it. And if they happen to make other planes in addition to this plane, that's fine with me too. Am I gonna hit the bricks?
No.
Oh man, that is so beautiful. Love that sound. So guys, you know what to do now. Like the video, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all the things we ask you every other time, and buy the planes from the links in the video description below. If you don't want to support us in that way, or maybe you hate this A-10 because you just hate how awesome it is, then there's lots of other planes. You'll be happy someday, I promise. But just maybe with this one would be good. Check the links in the video description below. BrianPhillipsRC.com, www.BrianPhillipsRC.com. Camera crew's been working her tail off for many, many moons to try to get that up to date. And it's probably never going to be up to date, but it's more up to date than many other websites on the web you may find.
Hopefully.
So definitely check that out when you have some time. And if you want to see any videos that we have so many of them that BrianPhillipsRC.com comes as a creature of necessity because it is gone so huge and bloated, just like your favorite host. Come back for more.